He dreamed of reaching the top. It was more than a dream, really. It was a pull, a call from the highest, most silent places on Earth. He stood at the base, a tiny figure against the immense, white giant, and looked up. The summit pierced the clouds, a distant, glittering promise. He knew the journey would be long, that it would demand everything he had, and perhaps even more. But the thought of standing up there, of seeing the world from that vantage point, was a fire in his soul that no fear could extinguish. The first step is always the hardest, they say. He took it, and then another, his eyes fixed on the peak. The air grew thin. His legs shook, but his heart kept moving. Each step became a negotiation with the mountain. The snow, once a soft blanket, now felt like sinking sand, stealing his energy with every labored movement. His lungs burned, gasping for oxygen that wasn't there. The world narrowed to the crunch of his boots, the rhythmic pump of his ice axe, and the frantic beat of his own heart. It was a primal rhythm, a dance between exhaustion and will. He'd pause, head bowed, breath ragged, and for a moment, the silence of the mountain would be deafening. Then he'd look up just a little and see the path ahead, and he would move again. You'll never make it. The voices weren't just in his head. They were the echoes of doubt from below, from the warm, safe world he had left behind. He saw them as fleeting shadows on the snow, their laughter carried on the wind, sharp and cutting. It's too high. You're not strong enough. Turn back before it's too late. He paused, not to listen, but to breathe. He looked up, not at the summit, but at the sky, vast and indifferent. He didn't shout back. He didn't argue. His answer was the quiet, deliberate act of planting his axe one more time and pulling himself upward. His silence was louder than all their noise combined. But he learned something. Falling is part of climbing. His fingers, numb with cold, would slip from a hold he thought was secure. His boot would lose its footing on a patch of slick ice. He would tumble, his body a jumble of limbs against the unforgiving slope, the rope catching him with a brutal jolt. The first fall was terrifying. The 10th was a lesson. Each time he fell, a flicker of panic was replaced by a surge of focus. He learned to read the ice better, to trust his gear more, to understand the subtle language of the mountain. He learned that failure wasn't the end, but a teacher. He'd hang there, catching his breath, and then, with a grit he didn't know he possessed, he'd find a new hold and begin to climb again, stronger. Tears, wind, silence, and pride. He whispered, "I made it." He stood on the roof of the world. The climb was over. There were no more steps to take, only an endless expanse of sky and a sea of clouds below. The wind, which had been his adversary for so long, now felt like a gentle hand on his cheek. Tears froze as they streamed from his eyes, tears of exhaustion, of relief, of a joy so profound it was almost painful. The world he had fought so hard to reach was utterly silent, and in that silence, he heard the quiet whisper of his own voice, confirming what his heart already knew. It was a victory not over the mountain, but over himself. This story is a powerful reminder of resilience, and we can use English to talk about it. Our first phrase is keep going. To keep going means to continue, to persevere, even when you're tired or things are difficult. It's a phrase for when you feel like stopping, but choose not to. For example, you could say, "The hike was challenging, but we encouraged each other to keep going until we reached the waterfall." Or, even when she failed the exam, she decided to keep going and study harder for the next one. It's about pushing through. Now for our second English tip, inspired by the climb. The phrase is step by step. This means to progress slowly and carefully, one stage at a time. It's about breaking down a huge, overwhelming goal into small, manageable actions. Just like climbing a mountain, you don't just jump to the top. You take it one step at a time. For instance, learning a new language seems daunting, but if you practice step by step, you'll make progress. Or he built his successful business step by step, starting with just a small idea. It's the secret to achieving big things. Learn English with stories. Every climb begins with one step. Just like the climber, your journey to learn English might feel long, and you might face challenges. But remember these phrases. Remember to keep going when it gets tough, and to take it step by step to make progress. Each new word is a foothold, each sentence a step higher. Thank you for joining us on this journey today. If you enjoyed this story and found the tips helpful, please give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that help you learn. See you next time.